So I've just filled in my eyebrows already, so I'm just going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer and Toast and just clean up the bottoms of these a little bit. And the trick to making your eyebrows look more natural is to go up with hair-like strokes in the front like this. So don't be so harsh over here, only do light strokes in the front and then get thicker as you go in the back. Now before I do any eyeshadow, I'm going to take a powder. This is just a Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder. And I'm going to put that under my eyes just to catch any fallout, because sometimes when you're doing your eyeshadow, the colors tend to just fall all over your face. Now the eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using in this video is the BH Cosmetics Beauty Gems palette. So the first day I got it, I actually broke the top of the palette. So I've been rocking it like this ever since. But I love this palette. It's dark girl friendly and the colors are extremely pigmented. First, I'm just gonna go in with this copper light color and put that on my crease. And I'm using some of this, I'm gonna apply some of this with a Q-tip, because I've just found that Q-tips, they don't soak up as much product as eyeshadow brushes do. And it gives you a really nice finish. Now I'm gonna go on with a brush and just buff it out. So what I'll be doing throughout this is applying the color with my Q-tip and then buffing it out with this brush. Now on my eyelid, I'm gonna take this more like orangey sunset kind of color and just and also I love that this Q-tip strategy just gives me more precise lines and no sloppiness. And I'm just gonna build that up until I get my desired pigment. And I did not prime my eyes this time around because I already had some leftover concealer over my eyes from earlier in the day. So it's still holding up pretty well. Now I'm going to take a newer Q-tip and get some more of the first color that I picked up and just blend that out a little bit more. Now I'm gonna go in with this, I don't know if you can see it, this kind of champagne looking color under that brown, and put that in the inner part of my eye. And I'm also gonna blend that up just a little bit. Now taking more of my lid color. And more of my transition color. I'm just gonna go over that with this lighter kind of pink color. And this palette, it's my first eyeshadow palette that I ever bought, and I got it from Ulta. I think it was only like $12 because, you know, Ulta always has those coupons that's either like $2.50 off, $3.50 off. So I ended up getting this for a really good deal, and it's a good thing because I actually love this palette. I use it almost every time I do any kind of eyeshadow, even when I'm mixing it with another palette. This is a palette that I always grab. Now I'm gonna very carefully go in with this black on my outer corner, just to smoke it out a little bit. And with this, since black is so harsh, I'm gonna take my brush and buff that out. And on the bottom, I'm gonna go in with this copper color on my bottom lash line. And on the top of that, I'm gonna take not my lid color, but this color that's just above my little lid color. It's a little bit more matte. These colors are kind of giving me sort of like a golden sunset kind of vibe, which I like. Okay, so now I'm just gonna wipe away this excess under eye powder. Since I finished my eyeshadow already, there's no need to have this here anymore. See? No fallout. Now I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I am the shade 355 Coconut, and I'm gonna use this all over my face. I've been using this foundation for about 2.5 years and it has never done me wrong, so we're just gonna keep on keeping on. And you only need a little bit of this product to get your whole face, unless you want like an intense beat full coverage. There's not really a reason to go overboard with this, since see, it's so thick and just potent that you don't really need too much, which is a good thing because that means you're not wasting product. And I'm using just a regular old like dollar store sponge. This is what I usually use to blend my foundation, only because I've never been a huge fan of a beauty blender. To me, it just wastes a lot of product. I mean, it's good for some things, like if I'm only using it for concealer, but on an everyday basis, it's not my favorite thing to use. And also brushes on my face, like foundation brushes, they poke my pores and give me pimples. And these, they're more sanitary in my opinion, because you could just throw them away when you're finished using them. And a $1 pack comes with, I think, 50, so it'll last you a long time. And I'm adding the foundation over my lips so that when I start my lipstick and lip gloss, it's like the equivalent of putting a primer on your eyelids or a primer on your T-zone before you put on makeup. It just gives your lip gloss and lipstick an even foundation to work with. So now I'm gonna take my MAC Studio Fix powder and use that to set around my face. Not so much my cheeks, because I'm gonna use some concealer over that, but every other part that might do some creasing or anything crazy like that. Just want to make sure it don't go nowhere. And I love the finish of this foundation. For only being like $7, $8, this really does a job. So on my face, we're gonna keep it Maybelline, and I'm gonna use the Fit Me concealer in the shade 30, which is Cafe, I believe. And I'm gonna put that over my eyes, under my eyes. What am I talking about? And this product is a little more liquidy than my LA Girl Pro concealer. So before I start manipulating it, I usually like to let it set on my face for a couple of seconds, just so it doesn't wipe away any of my foundation or come off blotchy. And this is a good opportunity too to clean up any under eye eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna sit here and let it set. Alright, so now that it's gotten a little bit tacky, I'm just going to take a clean sponge and blend that out. I'm just going to make sure that I get the edges really good so I don't look like I'm two-faced. And just blend, blend, blend so you can't blend anymore. Now what I like to do, instead of using a contour, I'm just going to take the same MAC Studio Fix powder and just buff my highlight out with that a little bit. Because since I already highlighted the bottom of my eyes, I'm kind of just enhancing the highlight by just giving myself a natural contour instead of going in with something that's darker than my skin and then worrying that it's gonna come off too dark in photos and all that other stuff. So just gonna enhance it naturally. Now to set my under eye, I'm gonna take the same Maybelline Shine Free powder and put that back under my eye. Take this contour palette by Black Radiance, and this again, I think I got this off like Amazon or something for like $6 or something like that, but I only use the highlight shade out of this palette because it gives me like a nice golden glow. So we're just gonna add a little bit to the tip of my nose, down the center, and right here. Yes. And I always take this on my brow bone for something a little extra, you know. A teeny bit. Look at that nose though. And I didn't even contour it yet. I don't really need to, because by putting the highlight here, it kind of just creates like a natural contour line, if you could see it, without me applying anything to the sides of my nose. So I'm just gonna buff my highlight out. Now it's time to wipe away our under eye powder very carefully. So now on my lips, I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild lipstick, and This is sort of like a matte brown kind of purple color. What color is this? It's Cherry Bomb. So Cherry Bomb by Wet n Wild. And I also got this from the beauty supply store, but I think it was only $1. And it gives a good finish. This is my first time using this lipstick actually, and I kind of like it. Just looking at it, I thought it was going to be a little too dull and dark, but it comes off very nice. And now I'm gonna go in with this Chaneleevi. I don't know if you guys can pronounce that. I think it's Chaneleevi lipstick and lip gloss, but I'm only gonna be using the lipstick side. And this is a little more of a red. I'm just gonna hit that right in the middle. Let's see how the Q-tip does this, because can this be a new thing for like 2018? Like going back to basics and applying your makeup with Q-tips instead of all these fancy brushes? I think this should be a new thing. Let me know below in the comments if you guys ever applied lipstick or any kind of makeup with a Q-tip and how it worked for you, because it's working well for me. So finally for my lips, I'm gonna go in with my NK lip gloss and shine them up a little bit. I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. 3-in-1 mascara, and every time I do my mascara, I always seem to get it to end up somewhere else except my eyelashes. So I'm going to attempt to do it perfectly in one shot without getting it on my face and ruining my eye makeup. So this is the look in its entirety. Gotta set that face first, girl. And this is the NYX Matte Finish Mini Matte Setting Spray. And now this is the finished look, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got some useful tips on how to apply your makeup. And if you like this video, make sure you share, comment, like, subscribe, the whole 9 yards, and I'll see you next time. Bye.